Welcome to the Grey Cat. Over the last couple of videos I was showing you how to go through the remix upgrading routine. Fortunately, we are living in the era of AI and you can make the robots do the work for you. I will be using the Cursor IDE in this demonstration. To follow along, you need to be on the Pro plan or have your free trial of Cursor. Let's start by setting up our project. I will be using the same IndieStack application installed from the CLI. As an IDE, Cursor is amazing out of the box. Its auto-completions are great and the agentic capabilities are amazing, but we can do a lot to make it even better. First, if we run npx get rules in the terminal, this is going to fetch some predefined rules. A big thank you to John Lindquist for creating this. And these rules are going to make our agents act smarter. There are a few core rules that are always added to the context of the model. They empower the model to act independently without asking you every time it needs something. It encourages you to be more autonomous and proceed until the task is completed. It will even commit changes to Git once the job is done, which allows you to just sit back and pet your cat while the work is being done for you. In real-world projects, you can adjust these rules to match the rules of your project, and you can even invent new workflows that are specific to your project, so you can save more time on those. For this project, we are not going to change anything. The default rules are already a great improvement for the agentic capabilities of Cursor. Let us move forward to the MCP section. You can set up a few useful tools here, like Playwright or Figma integration. And there is also this famous MCP server called Context7. What it does, it allows you to fetch the latest documentation for NPM libraries and frameworks. And it's often that the model is not aware of what the latest API changes are, and it generates bad or broken code without that knowledge. And to increase the chances of their success for our migration, we need to allow our model to fetch the latest documentation on Remix and React Router 7. So we are going to stick to Context 7 for now, but for real world, you may need Playwright and other tools that are available there. To be able to enjoy petting your cat while the model is working without interruptions, we need to give it more freedom. And this freedom can be given by enabling the auto-run mode. This is a very flexible and at the same time dangerous tool. You can control it granularly by providing the allow list and deny lists of the command to run. But we also need to disable the MCP tools protection so that it runs all the available MCP tools when it finds necessary without asking us every time. So let's enable the auto run and it's going to save us a lot of time. I've been trying to play with different models like GPT-4o or Gemini 2.5 Pro, but honestly, at the moment of recording, the best model I've worked with is Sonnet 4, the thinking mode. It sticks to the point and doesn't get distracted on other things that it thinks need fixing. And the Claude 4 Opus model is said to be even better, but honestly I've been so impressed with the outputs of the 4 that I haven't even tried it yet. Alright, I think it's time to stop rambling finally and start catching some vibes. As with videos, let's split the process into two parts. In the first one, we are going to enable all the future flags for Remix. I'm going to provide the model with the link to the documentation so that it can access the latest migration guide from the developers. I'm telling it to use Context 7 in case it needs any additional sources of information. And apparently it can access web when you provide links without asking any other permissions, so it will be just able to go and read the website and use the information from it. Having all that done, let's hit enter, sit back, relax and watch what's going on. I'm going to speed this up. The model is very autonomous now, thank you to the rules. It's going step by step, making sure that everything is working and the task is eventually done. As you can see, it's using grep search to remove the initiate globals thing. Then it enables the future flags. It updates the npm script commands. It does, well, literally does everything that I was doing manually back then when recording the previous videos. It runs into some errors, then it automatically fixes it, and it just goes to completion and verifies that the server is working. I need to stress out that it wouldn't do that if we didn't provide it with the context it required. Given all the documentation and the context, it just follows the steps and verifies that everything is working right, goes ahead and notifies us when the job is complete. So once it's finished, the only thing we have to do is to verify that the development server is running. We can also verify that the single fetch flag has been enabled and see that there's .data endpoints in the network tab. And if anything is not working as it should, you can always write a follow-up and it will be in the context of the previous actions and it will do its best to make everything work. After clicking around and verifying that all the functionality is not broken, we can go ahead to the part 2 and finally migrate from Remix v2 to React Router v7. The input is pretty much the same. We paste the link to the migration documentation. We allow it to use MCP context 7 should it need any additional information, and then we just hit enter and wait until it completes. And you can certainly see how it goes step by step again through the migration routine. It updates the imports, it updates the npm scripts again, it does all the changes described in the steps, and you can see step by step how it goes through all the steps of the documentation. It updates the packages in package.json, then it updates the imports in all the files, then it updates routes, it does any other necessary steps like updating the configs, renaming components, whatever else is there. It just goes step by step and then it tries to run the development server to see if everything is working, and if something goes wrong it just tries to fix it itself because it's very autonomous. It won't give up until the migration is finished, and that's thanking to the rules that we fetched. In the end it had some hiccups with the JSON import, which does not exist anymore, but it was smart to figure it out and update the imports on its own without asking for help. So what you got to do now is to install the dependencies, run the development server, and make sure that everything is working. That's it. For me it worked from the very first try, and I was just sitting back looking at this in disbelief. Like, I spent so much time trying to migrate this manually, and this was just so easy. Obviously, this is not going to be that easy in large code bases. When it has to migrate from JSON to data in hundreds of files, it will eventually give up, and then you'll have to ask it again to make sure that everything was migrated, and you have to repeat it until it actually migrates. But the one thing you need to know is that with a great prompt and good context, it can do very well. So once the agent completes the migration, we can run the dev server again and click around and make sure that everything is working. We can check the types, we can check whatever we find necessary in our application, and as I said, you can always ask for a follow-up update. I hope you have learned something new from this video and you will keep exploring the possibilities of the modern tools. Just remember to double-check the code that was written by AI to avoid unpredictable results. Thank you very much for watching this far. I hope you find the information useful and you will use the similar technique when you have to do a large migration in your codebase. Please subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this in the future. I will see you next time.